Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Unleash Your Voice. It is no secret that LinkedIn has become one of the most important career tools we have. But what is still surprising to a lot of people is this. Your LinkedIn profile is no longer just something recruiters glance at after they've decided you're an interesting candidate. In many cases, it's the reason they decide whether you stand out at all. And today, I want to talk about why simply listing your roles, responsibilities, and accomplishments is no longer enough, especially if you're aiming for senior IC roles, director plus leadership roles, really any positions with six-figure or multi-six-figure salaries. I'm going to walk you through this using two real client stories, and then I'll give you some very tangible ways to think about your own LinkedIn profile. So here's the reframe I want you to take away from this episode. Your LinkedIn profile is not a resume, a job description, or a timeline of everything you've ever done. Your LinkedIn profile is a positioning tool. It should make three things immediately clear. Number one, what you're known for. Number two, what problems you solve. Number three, why your experience matters now for the kinds of opportunities you want next. When those things are not clear, people who come across your profile, whether they are recruiters, conference organizers looking for speakers, hiring managers, no matter who it is, when things aren't clear, they do not go digging around for more info, which usually means they don't remember your profile, right? They might think, oh, okay, I see this person's experience is solid, but they don't stand out. And then they will move right along. So let me show you exactly what happens when you make a few simple shifts. Okay, I love this story. One of my one-on-one clients, Laura, she messaged me in our private Slack channel a few weeks ago, and she said, hey, I got a message from a recruiter today, but I think it's spam. So I responded and said, well, what makes you think it's spam? And she said, honestly, the job just sounds too good to be true. Like it would be my dream job. The scope, the level, the company, it just feels too aligned. Okay, here's some important context. This message came 2 weeks after we updated her LinkedIn profile. And I want you to know we did not add any fluff. We did not exaggerate a single thing. We didn't suddenly give her experience she didn't have. All we did is change the language and add stories that showed what she was bringing to the table in action and highlighted the business impact. So we updated her headline, her about section, and her experience section to clearly reflect the problems she solves, the level she operates at, and the impact she creates. So she sent me the recruiter message and the recruiter's LinkedIn profile because the message came from LinkedIn. And then I did a bit of digging. And what I uncovered is the message was real, the recruiter was real, and the job was very much real. The only reason it felt unreal to Laura was because she hadn't yet internalized how clearly her value was being communicated. And this is the first time a recruiter reached out to her with an aligned opportunity. She actually said that she had received some recruiter outreach before, but that it was always for roles that were more junior than what she was looking for because her positioning made her seem more junior before. Okay, so Laura didn't suddenly become more qualified, right? What changed was how easy she made it for someone else to see her value. My LinkedIn profile revamp took her profile from here's what I do to here's why my experience matters. And that difference is everything. The second story comes from my group program, the Unleash program. Now, in one of the modules in the program, it walks through exactly how to incorporate your stories and differentiators into your LinkedIn headline, your about section, and your experience section. And the strategy actually changes depending on your goals. So some women in the Unleash program are looking for new jobs. Some of them are more focused on internal growth, whether that's a raise or a promotion. Some of them are trying to get more leadership visibility, and some of them are really focused on positioning themselves as industry experts. So they want to get more opportunities to speak at conferences and events. They want to be showing thought leadership on LinkedIn, right? Their vision for their industry. So there are a lot of different goals, and I have a different strategy and also AI prompts that walk them through exactly how to build their profile to reach that goal. So let me tell you about Sophia, because Sophia was not actively looking for a job. She works at a large tech company, and her main goal in the Unleash program was to grow internally. Until this moment, we were looking at finding opportunities for her to lead presentations and run workshops to get more internal visibility with leaders to really build her personal brand inside this workplace, which she really loves. Like, she loves the company. Now, within a week of updating her LinkedIn profile, a recruiter reached out. At first, her instinct was to respond and say, "Thank you so much. I'm not looking for new opportunities right now." But the opportunity was aligned, the company was interesting, the role made sense for her skill set and for the future of her career. So she brought this information to our live group session. We meet every Tuesday at 1 p.m., and we talked about it live. And what she realized is she had nothing to lose by exploring. And I actually shared a story with her from my own career. When I was working in my first tech job, I also got a recruiter reaching out to me on LinkedIn. And I also wasn't looking for new opportunities. I was very happy where I was. But I decided, you know what? It doesn't hurt to just have an initial call. And after that first call, I became a little bit more interested in the company, the people, the leadership, where the company was going. And then I thought, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I hadn't interviewed for many tech jobs either. So I thought this will just be good experience for me, good practice for me. And hey, maybe I'll get an offer and I can leverage it to get more money at my current company. But what ended up happening is, as I went through that interview process, I got really excited about the opportunity. I got really excited about the company, the team I would be working on, the manager I would be working for. And by the end, I realized, hey, if I get this offer, I might take it. I got the offer. It was incredible. And I asked for more because I was in a position where I knew they really wanted me and I had a lot of power. So I ended up signing a contract that was $40,000 more than I was making in my previous role. So that's just an example of what can happen. And in this case, for Sophia, she just had nothing to lose by exploring this opportunity. So I also want to go back to her profile because Sophia didn't change her goals, right? She didn't suddenly start job hunting. All she did by updating her profile using my methodology is she made it easier for the right opportunities to find her. More and more recruiters are prioritizing LinkedIn over resumes and cover letters. In fact, 70% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find candidates. And even when you are in an interview process, here's something people don't always say out loud. Hiring managers and leaders always check your LinkedIn profile, always. And when they do, your profile either reinforces the story you're telling in interviews or it quietly contradicts it and undermines you. When your LinkedIn profile is aligned with your power stories, it validates your credibility. When it's generic, it can create doubt, even if they don't consciously realize it. Okay, so if now at this point you're thinking, okay, now I want to start looking critically at my own LinkedIn profile and making some changes, I want to leave you with a few tangible takeaways. So, number one, let's talk about your headline. It should signal value, not just a title. So, you can include your title and the company you work at, but I want you to ask yourself, if someone reads this, do they understand my unique value proposition? If not, add that in. Your about section next. This should tell a story, not your whole career, just enough context to show how you think and what you are known for, with a few short stories to illustrate that. Number three, your experience section should highlight impact, not tasks. Executives and hiring managers don't care what you were responsible for. They care what changed because you were there. Number four, your profile should reflect where you're going, what you're passionate about, not just where you've been. LinkedIn is one of the only places where you're allowed to be aspirational and credible at the same time. So take advantage of that. If you want to learn how to build your power stories and then how to strategically weave them into your LinkedIn profile so the right opportunities find you, then I would love to invite you to my free Power Story Playbook Masterclass on January 21st at 12 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. The link to sign up is in the show notes. And if you are listening to this and thinking, hey, I actually want more personalized support, like what I talked about with Sophia and Sarah, who both had my direct input in building their profiles, then you can DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn and I will help you figure out the next best step. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave us a 5-star review and don't forget to subscribe. And remember, the one thing you have that no one else has is your story.